Hallelujah. Okay, our room is locked now. That means good evening, everybody. Welcome to our last night of Spotlight on Migrant Domestic Workers. Today is March 8th, the exact day of International Women's Day. We will explain later on, but okay. And thank you, ladies, for joining me tonight. I want to explain a bit about the International Women's Day, why it is March 8th. Okay, it's hard to pinpoint an exact date. The first National Women's Day, as it was called, was acknowledged in the U.S. on February 28, 1909. It was inspired on by Ukraine-born suffragist named Clara Lemlich, I don't know the pronunciation, who demanded better pay, shorter working hours, and improved working conditions for 15,000 garment workers who went on strike in New York. The following year, the Socialist Party of America announced the first National Women's Day in honor of these workers. The day was formalized in 1910 when women called Clara Zetkin, leader of the Women's Office for the Social Democratic Party in Germany, tabled the idea of an International Women's Day. She proposed that every country should celebrate women on one day every year to push for their demands. International Women's Day was formed after a conference of more than 100 women from 17 countries agreed to her suggestion. Slowly, the event began to gain traction around the world, and it was celebrated in Austria, Denmark, Germany, Switzerland on March 19 for the first time in 1911. In 1913, it was decided to transfer International Women's Day to March 8, and it has been celebrated on that day ever since and celebrated each year worldwide. COVID-19 has put a stop to many things this year, and this pandemic is in the main agenda of International Women's Day this year celebration. This worldwide event that celebrates women's achievements from the political to the economic and the social while calling for gender equality. While we are still in fight against global pandemic COVID-19, we continue to organize and fight back. Tonight, I invited experts in campaigning. They are already making positive contribution through the work as essential frontline workers, as social carer. But on top of this, as the voice of domestic workers, they are our frontliner campaigners for the rights of migrant domestic workers. Sit back and relax. As part of our celebration, we will discuss the organizing and campaigning work of the Voice of Domestic Workers. Let me introduce my guests. Yay! Okay, I am recalling three of them. First in my list is the Board of Trustee of the Voice of Domestic Workers, and she has been the head of education working group. Please welcome the ever beautiful Ms. Mimi Jalmasco. Hi, Mimi. Good evening.
Good evening, ladies. Happy International Women's Day.
Next in my list, she's the leader of media and communication and our queen of social media and fashionista. Please welcome Miss Wendy. Hi, Wendy. Good evening.
Happy International Women's Day.
Okay. Next in my list, our spokesperson, because she's natural noisy, that's why. But she is very fashionable, sexy, and beautiful. Please welcome Miss Gigi. Hi, Gigi. Good evening.
Hello, good evening, guys. Good evening.
Good evening. I have two loving sisters, and I love them so much, and they know that. Okay. They are both part of the campaigning of justice for domestic workers, now called the Voice of Domestic Workers. And I think one of them has been, they both have a difficult journey, but they managed to survive all those difficulties. But along these difficulties, they continue to be active, to be a public speaker. Let me introduce my beautiful friend from Indonesia. Please welcome Miss Indonesia. Hi, Noni.
Good evening, everyone. Happy International Women's Day.
Last but not the least, it's the same difficult journey, but she overcome all those struggles that quite impossible that make it all possible. And she's been very active as public speaker as well, and they both together with very good public speaker at the same time. Please welcome the very beautiful Miss Daphne. Hi, Daphne. Good evening.
Hi everyone, good evening and happy International Women's Day to everyone.
Yay! So guys, I hope you just relax, and I don't really have a difficult question because everything is really about our work in the Voice of Domestic Workers, about you and about our work in the Voice of Domestic Workers. But I want you to flashback, yeah? I want you to do the flashback, recall the very first day you came to the Voice of Domestic Workers. And how did you come? Because I don't quite remember anymore, but I think you can tell me. And when you come, what did you find out? Do you actually know what we are actually doing? Who wants to go first? Mimi, you want to go first?
Yeah, the flashback. Okay. The first time I came to J4DW, it was Norma Santiago, Ate Norma, my friend,
Yes.
who brought me to J4DW, and then she just pointed, you, Ate Marisa, you're doing something in
Yeah.
the small room there. That I found out that you're really a snobbish one.
Yes, I'm
I
busy.
approached you, but you
Yeah.
just answered me without facing me. You just
Yeah.
said, go to Kalayaan. That's it. I said, oh, I said, Ate Norma, she's a bit scary. She said, go to Kalayaan. What's Kalayaan? So that's the very first time that I
Encounter.
stepped
Okay.
into Holborn. And then the second time, I was there was a uh, um um uh we have event. I think 1 billion rising.
Mm. Mm.
And then I feel so shy. You ask uh you there's a banner that we put in on the head. I said, what are we doing here? I said, oh my god. I said, I don't have any document with me. I said, then I'm here. I said, what's this, a rally? What's going on? So I was so um I was so curious what's really going on. Then eventually I found out that okay, in my situation, that I am not alone. That's the
Mm.
big thing that I found out, that I have um I have the same migrant domestic workers in my situation.
Mm.
And then I started to be active in body mind, and then it's all started there. So from being so because I feel isolated, I feel so shy, and J4DW, Roman Berry and Marisa really taught me how to gain my confidence. So it was all started there.
Yeah, but also you when I think he's watching when our facilitator Badi Amambay left because he has to go back to Australia, then you
Yeah.
have to take over. So this is one way that we empower, all our members. So in a time like this, you can actually be able to do this, to become facilitator, to become public speaker, to become uh, a voice of your own rights. That's the voice of domestic workers to describe it. Yeah. So what about you, Noni? When did you come? Did you remember the first time you
Yes.
came? Yeah.
Firstly, thank you so much for having me here.
Okay.
And I remember that my aim was to learn English.
Okay.
I was
Yeah.
always curious about studying English, so at least I could speak good English. One friend of mine, I remember it was Sri. She
Yeah.
brought me to G4DW. At that day, it was a monthly meeting for members.
Yeah.
Then she introduced me to you, and then I think we speak a little bit, me and you, and then I
Mm,
tried to explaining. I was trying to explaining to you about my situation.
mm,
Then you told me that okay, you just join in this group. Then and after that, every Sunday I attended English classes,
mm.
IT classes, and at that time also art classes with Monica, I think, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like I liked it a lot. And and later on, I found out that it's not this group is not about the classes. Then there is more like about the campaigning. Then I
Mm,
learn about uh, what is my right as a domestic workers, and I learn as well. There is whenever we are doing meeting, and then we there is some of the solicitor came to
yeah.
explain what is our rights. Then I learn from there. Oh, that's it, because I wasn't have any idea about that, because my main point is just to learn English, and that's what.
Mm.
And but then from that I learned so much from these groups. They are like my family, to be honest. They always give me support, and yeah, I like them so much.
I love the day that you are teaching fellow Indonesian the dance, the native dance,
Yes.
and then if we have event, you present, the community of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
dance.
I remember that. Yeah, because I thought, okay, this group is an international dance.
Yeah,
I remember I was giving a Marisa idea. How about during the Christmas party, can
yeah,
we just perform our traditional dance or whatever, so that we show that we are different
mm, yeah,
uh, groups in our different nationality in this group. So I
yeah.
just, yeah,
Okay.
it was inspiring anyway.
Yeah, and from that, just finding out about English, you also, I think, you have a
Yeah,
very beautiful poem which we use a
yes,
lot. Yeah,
yes, yeah,
we use a
yeah.
lot. Yeah,
I used to love that one. Yeah,
yeah,
even in my last year, I've been to English classes as well. It's a
yeah.
level one with here in the college. Then for my writing exam, I wrote about the journey of domestic workers, and none of
Uh,
those like it.
yeah.
My
Yeah.
teacher likes it so much. Oh, we don't know what this. I said, you
Uh,
brought this out. I said, yes, we are here, axis. We are axis, but no one, because
yeah.
we are walking behind the closed door, but we are here.
Yeah, share with
And
us the one, Noni, so we can kind of
yeah,
post,
sure.
we can use and then we can post it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And, yeah, we can still keep going. Actually, Mimi has also given me an article. It's just I've been very busy, but we still have many days, yeah, to be able to post an article, and we can do that yours,
mm,
Noni. And I remember the poem you wrote. I think it was 1 billion rising event that you couldn't come, and then it
yeah,
was actually read by Mimi. You remember that, Mimi?
yeah. I
Yes, yes,
remember
yes.
that. I remember that too.
Thank you, Noni.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a very touching, very because it's true to life, it's her own
yes. It
story.
was like it's kind
Yeah,
of my life
yeah,
experience. I remember when I read it at the first time. It was during Women's Week course in Eastbourne with other women's
Yeah.
with Unite the Union in Eastbourne Hotel. Yeah, and I got standing applause at the time. I was
Standing
like,
ovation.
oh,
Yeah.
ovation. Yeah, I said, oh, I
Yeah.
didn't expect that.
You remember Mark Nowak? He's
Yes, yeah,
he was like
he was the first person who came in the class and then teach us how to write a poem.
a poem. Yeah.
I thought it's the first time I thought it's a poem is only like okay, your imagination. Then he thought
Yeah.
he 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 said he told us that oh no, it can be your everyday life, what you're doing, what like what you're doing in your daily life, so you can write it. So I got an
Yeah.
inspiration from that one. So I
Yeah.
just yeah
And we on the same day we went to perform to London University.
yeah it's
Yeah.
London
Uh,
Evening University as well. Yes, in
So
front of
that's
a lot of people.
yeah, all the students. And that's one
Yeah,
way ways to build the confidence. Yeah. Of
yeah, yeah.
yeah. And I think that helped you a lot to be a very good speaker, all of you. What about you, Gigi? Do you remember when you
Yeah,
first came? How did you
yeah.
came? Yeah.
Actually, I saw you on I think Facebook.
Uh,
Facebook, yeah, and then it was 2015. I remember because this is the day. It's the debate of the modern slavery.
yeah,
Yeah,
mother.
yeah, this is the slavery. So I remember all this kind of stuff. Suppose until the voting of the the MPs and everything, and after that, I was also involved in the the James Evans review
Yeah,
because James Ewins came to
that's
that
right.
was J4DW before,
Yeah,
and then that's the time I started joining and I gained friends from J4DW, and then of course I've learned a lot of things like empowering, about campaigning, lobbying, of
mm,
course educating, and the most important things that I never forget is stand up and be the voice of your own rights.
mm,
And I know I've seen also the struggle of my fellow domestic workers, those who under the undocumented, like those who newly run away. So everything that
yeah,
throughout the years, you know what, I've learned a lot of things from the boys, especially the life of domestic workers. How did they escape? So that's the time I got involved in the voice of domestic workers, and through that years, honestly,
yeah,
I've learned to not also just it changed me a lot of things in terms of perspective, helping people,
mm,
to be compassionate, kind, especially those who are in destitute. So until now, I'm still here,
yeah.
and continuing helping those who are in need.
But what we've been doing really is like rescuing domestic workers. And I
Yeah,
remember Gigi, like I think we've been waiting in London in one place until midnight, and then suddenly
yeah,
that domestic worker changed. I think she couldn't find way to escape. Yeah.
yeah, I know.
So we decided to go home first, and then and I texted you because I think we set 5 o'clock. It's not
Yeah,
5 o'clock. 5 o'clock
yeah, yeah. I
in the
never forget this
morning.
one
Yeah,
because
imagine guys, midnight and then 5 o'clock in the morning.
no,
So we
because I didn't, read the chat group,
I
and then
think
I went home. We went home late. I never forget. We went home late, and then I need to wake up early in the morning, and then I need to go. I think I just slept only 3 hours, and then
yeah.
I need to go there again in the morning, and then
And
I
then
found out that it was supposed to be evening,
cancel. Yeah.
and then I go straight again to work.
Yeah.
And then after work, we went again to this, in Wadsworth
Yeah.
until midnight. We finished at 1 o'clock because they're filming with the Evening Standard.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I never forget this one because it's really, But when I remember, it's just, it makes me feel, I just laugh and
Yeah.
reminiscing those moments.
I think you all become like very comfortable to journalism.
Yeah, yeah,
Something we always do, all of you. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, what about you, Daphne? we miss you, Daphne.
Yeah.
You remember your very first when you came? How did you come? I can't quite remember, but not all of it.
Yeah. Well, I will cut it short. Well, my journey, it was really long process.
Yeah.
In short, I went Karayan,
Uh,
and Karayan is the one who selected me to come to you. And good enough, I met Freda in that Karayan. So the Christmas party of 2012, we make arrangements with the Freda, and she
mm,
picked me at Holborn. She brought me in, and I was welcomed. Although a little bit, I was shy before because of first day to meet people you don't know, whatever. I was a little bit shy, but I said I don't. Inside, I said no. I have to show off. I'm not shy. This is now my family.
mm,
Because when I came, to be honest, I didn't have any hope. I was hopeless, homeless, jobless, full of stress. I said, oh my God, I was struggling a lot. I was homeless. Today you sleep here, tomorrow they tell you, you have to go and
mm,
hide yourself. Somebody's coming, you can't be. So when I reached to you, to be honest, you welcomed me. I felt I'm at home. You found me the shelter. Straight away, you started to support me in terms of having weekly money, food allowance, and transport allowance, where I could feel at least now I have a relief. At least now I know where I can put my head.
mm,
And from there also, you help us to continue. You help us with the learning, like about your rights. I remember
mm,
Miss Makipa was the teacher, was training us about our right. You should have a contract, terms and conditions, everything you should read. You understand before you sign, you have a copy, you have these things like that, which I didn't know. And from there, I became involved slowly by slowly. Anyway, I'm a bit slow. I won't say what, but I became like a little bit opening my ears and eyes to say, I have to understand. And this is the place where I need to be. And after that, in the classes, we used to share the stories. When you
mm,
hear your fellow domestic story, feel like, oh my God, mine is slightly better. This one is more worse. When
mm, yeah,
you share yours, other people feel the heart. You feel really, what is this? And that sharing stories makes me to have confidence to say that this is not only me. This is all we have gone through in this. We have all gone through in this, or we are going through in this. This is our journey of our life being a domestic worker, international domestic workers.
yes.
So from there, you really supported me. I joined in classes, as we say, as Noni said, English. Also, I wanted to improve of my English. And as you know, home studying is different. This country is different also, accent and whatever. So I picked up slowly by slowly, and you appointed me to be a speaker in public. First of all, I was a bit nervous, but slowly we started to campaign, training, go here, we go in the parliament. I said, oh my God, I used to be proud of myself. Even I told my son, listen, here and you come visiting. I'm visiting the parliament. Back home, I haven't been in parliament. So I was a speaker in public and whatever, where I used to be
Yeah.
nervous. Then after that, I became confidence. And it really has helped me a lot. Even now, I don't have any problem. I know my rights. I can stand, I can fight with either landlord or whatever. If it's my right, I know this is my right. So really, you have really helped me a lot. My journey wasn't easy. I didn't have a hope, but at the moment I have got everything,
Okay.
equal rights, which I was supposed to have, although my employer hid them before, but now it's back in my hands. I
Yeah.
have my own door. I can open my own key. I open, I come, I do whatever I do. So I'm really so pleased. And I will say we continue with this campaign to make sure we fight for our rights as domestic workers. Everyone deserves equal rights, because many people, we don't know what is going on, especially for us. We have come out now, we can express where we have come from. but there are more people who are behind the doors or under
Yeah.
the who are in the cage. They don't know anything. But this is the true witness. Where I came from, I didn't know that I would come one day from that. But I really appreciate now I have freedom. I'm freedom. I have freedom. I can walk. I can do anything I want, whatever things like that. So I really appreciate, and I will say, let us continue to campaign to make sure we win our campaign for the rights of domestic workers.
Thank you, Daphne. That was really a good summary. We lost
Thank you.
Noni. We lost Noni. Oh dear. We cannot bring
Oh,
her
what
back
happened?
anymore because once the
Oh,
room,
we can't bring her?
no, there's no way.
Oh,
And we don't want to all of us will log out and then come back in. Yeah,
okay.
there's
Okay.
no
I'm
way
sorry.
out.
Please
But
excuse me.
anyway, yeah. Sorry, Noni. We lost you. Yeah.
Oh, oh
Anyway,
dear.
we continue. Maybe there are some things that we can mention on it along the way. Yeah. What about you,
Okay.
Wendy?
Yeah.
It's a different journey as well for Wendy. What about you, Wendy? I think you're very special. You have a very special rescuer.
Yeah. That was 2018. And the policemen are the one who rescued me, and they found a community for me. At first, they showed me the list of the communities that I can join, but I saw Kalayaan, but whatever names they showed me, I said, "Who are they? I don't know." And then suddenly, they said, "Oh, you can contact Marisa Begonia." And I said, "Who is Marisa Begonia?" And then they let me talk to Marisa Begonia at three, I think at 3 times. And then I'm still scared to Marisa Begonia because my friend told me that maybe Marisa Begonia is the one also who gonna sell me here in UK, and it's really hard to trust somebody. And yeah, I thought Marisa Begonia gonna sell me. She's a
Yeah,
scammer.
you didn't trust me.
Yeah, I didn't trust her. And then when I spoke to Marisa, when I spoke to Marisa Begonia, she gave her Facebook, and then I'm scroll. Oh, this is Marisa Begonia. She have family also here, and then yeah, I found out that she is campaigning for domestic workers, but still I have doubt. So she let me speak to one of the new runaway, and her name
She's a
is
trafficker.
Pressy. Yeah. Um, her name is Pressy. And then the last question I asked to the policeman, what if I didn't uh, cooperate to your investigation? They told me, I'm sorry, but we need to investigate your employer. So I was shocked because and I'm scared because it might bring me to Saudi, and then it's I gonna have trouble because why you reported your employer to police like this, and it's a bit scary for my situation. So okay, I gonna cooperate to your investigation, but I need to ask for my colleague also. I don't want them to have a trouble. I want them to go Philippines first before you rescue me. So when the time my friends are in the Philippines, that's the time they rescue me and brought me to. They drove me to Peterborough, where Marisa Begonia waiting for me. And then when I saw Marisa Begonia, oh, she's a very simple girl. I said, "Is it Marisa Begonia?" She's like wearing like ragged type, and then is it Marisa Begonia? Because I'm expecting you know the the famous one. I know she's famous already here in UK, but when I saw her, she's just wearing like a thong, thong. It's like a short
I like
pantalon. I don't know what.
tracksuit. I like tracksuit.
Yeah, and then she's wearing a cap, and then like cowgirl like that. So is it Marisa Begonia? And still I'm doubt because is it Marisa Begonia? No, and but I don't have a choice, and then okay, well, if the police trusted Marisa Begonia, okay, I go with Marisa Begonia, and she brought me to her house, and I'm very thankful because at first she registered me to GP. She told me to register to GP on her place, and then to Salvation Army, and then after a week I got the 35 pounds weekly.
Financial support. Yeah.
What ate? What ate?
Yeah, financial support.
Yeah, financial support
Financial
coming
support.
from, yeah, financial support. And for 3 months I stayed to her house, and my journey also began with when she brought me to the group, to the at Holborn. I don't know what occasion.
She's not shy actually because I was preparing the program and she volunteered to sing. You remember when she
But
okay, then I put her in, she volunteered. And
I
then
thought
she
I
was
can.
singing with us. We were the boys, yeah, we hardly her. So the members joined her in singing and then she continued to sing, yeah. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I remember
Yeah, we
also that
remember that.
I'm a bit shy. And then that time, Miss Gigi, she's the leader of the media communication working group, and she told me that
Yeah.
Wendy, you are my choice to join the pageant, the voice of domestic worker, and I'm only 3 months that time, and then but yeah, I practice, and then I read the advocacy and campaign to Google. I search in Google what is the voice of domestic workers, and I study what's the advocacy, so at least I know what, because Ate Marisa, or the question, you need to be ready for the question and answer because that's 60 points. So that's the one I prepare. So luckily I'm the winner of the voice of the Miss the Voice of
Yeah, the reigning queen of the voice of domestic workers. Okay, we can see the message of Noni. She said she has a very weak
Poor
Wi-Fi
connection,
connection.
I think.
Sometimes it's
Yeah.
a problem. That's why she was trapped. Okay, don't worry, Noni. You can write down if ever you want to share something. Just write down, comment down there below. Yeah. So thank you, ladies. I think that was really you had such a difficult journey, but also you have a beautiful story. Yeah, I think the most important is you managed to get up. But I think guys, there's no doubt, there's no question that you are all brilliant public speakers. And you can, there's so many proof of that what we can find online. Each time we have campaign, especially when we were fighting on the Modern Slavery Act at that time and until now, you're always really ready to stand up and be and not just to be a public speaker but also to help us in lobbying, yeah. So we're always in the parliament, home office. What else? If you can even travel, Nerissa can travel, so she was always in Europe. And I think guys, Daphne and Noni can travel already, yeah. So if we ever lock out because you are all okay now. Even Mimi can travel. Hopefully
Yeah.
soon, Gigi and me and Wendy. Yeah. So, where did you find courage, guys? Whenever you're facing, what is amazing is out from those very sad story. Very frustrating, very traumatic story. You are standing in front of many people. How did you find courage to be able to do that? Who want to go first? Daphne, you want to go first?
The courage,
You
I
are
found
all very
courage in
confident
terms of
speakers,
speaking.
guys. There's no question about that. Yeah, you are all
Because
very confident.
first of all, in the group, I found like our stories is awesome.
Yeah,
And the campaign is something where we get courage to know that if we continue to fight, if we speak in public, we voice out, it will go out everywhere. People will understand
yeah,
where we are going through, and that gives me courage to know this is where we get encouraged. We have to voice out.
yeah,
People has to know what we are going through.
yeah,
Voice out gives us encouragement. That's what I can say on my side.
yeah. What about you, Gigi? You're very
Well,
confident. We call that confidently beautiful. What about you?
actually, before I'm not usually, to speak in public in front of people, but maybe through the years, like I've been with the voice because you always train us, empower, educate about things, in especially, and I've learned a lot of things through the advocacy, the campaign, and this is what when, for example, you were speak to a public and they ask you a lot of things about the voice of domestic workers, and because you've been there with the voice, you can answer all these kind of stuff questions that they're going to ask you, because you know already what's the voice, what they about the advocacy, the what we do, organizing, and our Sunday we provide education and everything,
Mm,
like the ESOL class, this how do you call this, skills training and
mm,
everything. So what we offer, and then we tell to other people, to other organization also, what the domestic work, our organization does. So it's about through the years of
yeah,
learning with the voice, and of course the most important thing that I gain is the confidence. It give me a lot of encouragement, motivation. It inspired me a lot of things being with the voice for how many years, and it's been really helpful with me doing all these kind of things with the voice of domestic workers, and until now, even how to deal with immigration enforcement, police, and everything. I've learned all these three things through the voice, because
mm,
I was ready, I was fully equipped, and prepared to face all these kinds of things, of course, with the help of the voice of domestic workers. And I always be grateful and thankful for that, for
mm.
being all these the things that I've learned. And I always carry all this, in these things. I will
No
never
one can
forget.
take that away from you because it's yours. You study, you learn everything. No one can take away that from you. And
Yeah.
it's true, yeah. You gain all this knowledge. That's your weapon, against all those possible incident, the unexpected, expect like the immigration officer suddenly appear. Yeah, if you know what to say, of course you can defend yourself, and that's Gigi. She's very strong throughout the years. Yeah. And Mimi, what about you? Where did you find courage to,
Yeah.
you're not
I
just you're a legal trustee at the same time. Now you became facilitator, you're now a legal trustee, but equally with all of you here, you are also very confident in public speaking. And you also kind of can relay with other nationality, like the Nani solidarity. Yeah. So you are the one who connected them to the voice. Yeah.
Yeah, the first time I remembered when I did public speaking, you sent me alone There was event in Unite the Union
I
with
think
Miss
Migrant
Diana
Workers Day.
Holland.
Yeah, Migrant Workers
Yeah,
Day. Yeah.
you sent me alone. That was my very first time to speak in public, and then no one is with me. It's just I just feel grateful that Roman turned up, Sally Hualam and Joyce turned up to at least to support me, because they know that you weren't there. But that day when you sent me there alone, I feel that you trusted me.
Mm.
That and it's a big thing for me. And then I always carry it every time I stand up in front of public wherever I go. I always bear in mind what you're always saying to me, that everywhere you speak, bring your fellow domestic workers in your heart. So
Mm.
that's where I'm getting my courage to speak out, because I was always thinking that the the struggles of the migrant domestic workers, that they need me to be their voice, because
Mm.
if no one will stand up in front of public and speak on their behalf, the world will not hear our voices.
Mm.
So that's where I'm getting my courage.
Yeah, so I know exactly whenever you're ready already. I send you. Like Daphne, she's been everywhere. You know, I always send her. Oh, Daphne, we have this event. People invited us. So whoever is free with you, because it wasn't easy, guys. We are all full time working as domestic
Yeah.
worker. It wasn't easy, yeah. So it's that we have to take turn, you know, whoever can you ask your employer, if your employer agree, then you one of you can go. So it's like we take turn, and that's how we work on the voice of domestic workers. What about you, Wendy? Do you remember your first public speaking? Eh,
Migrant organize and in home office.
I took you to home office already.
Yeah,
Yeah. How was the home office thing?
but I always cry. I couldn't finish my speech because I always cry. Because Ate Marisa, you put me in that situation and I'm just new and I still have trauma. But little by little, yeah, I managed to control my emotion, especially when I speak to in front of other people in public. And yeah, you gave me confidence, encouragement. It also meets me when when I'm always attending the body man, and she said you need to be strong, you need to be confident like that, because I know you have, you have the quality to stand up what you are. And yeah, I'm very thankful that right now I can speak in public, also through Zoom, fluently. And yeah, I'm very thankful because Ate Marisa always put me, oh, Wendy, you have interview, independent, times, what's that, Times Magazine, and the other what
And the Guardian, I think you all have
Guardian.
in in all the newspaper, yeah. All of
Yeah,
you have a special feature. The media is also, guys, is very important because it's a kind of it's giving us a loud speaker, yeah. So maybe in one occasion, those who people who are there, and at that time we seldom use social media at that time, yeah. And now is we are very much on social media. Okay,
yeah.
thank you, ladies. I'm glad you remember everything. Yeah. So it's quite it's how I think I don't know really, but I think sometimes, guys, to me, to know that you are in yours as well, on your side. Maybe I look at you, you're ready, but you're quite hesitant as well for the first time. I think it's normal, yeah, because it's your first time. You know what, my experience, guys, is, it's a debate. That's my very first experience. It's a debate against the Home Office Minister. I think that was 2009. Yeah, the very first time that the boys J4DW was established. Yeah, so I was debating the Home Office Minister, and I was just so like you. I was shivering, but yeah, so even I think at that time we were quite okay, because we have all those rights. But also, I also, that's why I tell that to you. Take them in your heart. That will give you courage also to, to speak out. Yeah. So whenever I was in that situation, that's all my fellow domestic workers needed. We need to win this one. When I was sent to by Unite the Union and the TUC to, we have this ILO Convention 189. So that was 2010. You can say it's very early, 2010 and 2011. I was there, talking in the United Nations, and I didn't waste time, I am very particular whoever opposed to the every article of the convention, whose government is opposing. On lunchtime, I will find that government, yeah, and I will sit down in front and I will talk, why are you opposing this article, and then I will explain, and I always say, our community, our organization have your people, and the way you can help and support your own people is you support this convention, So I even brought four big photos, guys, at that time in Geneva. I showed them, you see, this is my sister. She is your people, and you're opposing the, yeah. So I explained, yeah. So that's why that's experience that I can really share with you guys, and that's why I know when you are ready. I know sometimes you are hesitant, but you will only know it when you do it. I'm sure you know that, yeah? So my third question, guys, and I think this is my last question to you. Is we've been campaigning since the government removed the rights of migrant domestic workers since 2012. So we are now 2021. How many years is that? 9 years?
I think
21,
it's
21 minus
yeah, it's 9 years.
2012.
Yeah, it's
11.
9 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
11?
Yeah, 9 years.
11.
9 years.
21
10
minus
years.
9.
21 minus
Right,
9.
21 minus 12.
10 years. 10
10
years.
years.
That is 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
Yes.
We're going 10 years on April 5, 2021.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
very, very soon, yeah. So 10 years. And the Voice of Domestic Workers is 12 years old this March 15, yeah.
Yes.
So that's how long we've been campaigning, 10 years, yeah. So do you think
Yep.
we can win our campaign? Do you still hope
Of,
hope that we can
Of
still win?
course. Of course.
Yeah,
yes.
We
what
have
are
a
you
hope
talking?
Yes,
that
of
we're going to
course. Be
win.
positive.
We have a hope, of course. Indeed.
It's positive always.
Always keep
If
up.
there's life, there's hope.
Never
What do you
give up.
think?
We will win.
For me, of course, for me, I don't want to think negative, especially in this, but I hope the government will give some considerations, especially after this pandemic, to amend the immigration rules. I hope
Mm,
they're giving like I said, to change the rules, and
yeah.
that's my just only wish for this year, for the amendment. And if uh, if they're not going to change it, of course we'll still continue to lobby the government, campaigning
Mm,
for what the after for the 2012 that they removed the right to renew visa, right for settlement, right for citizenship, right to renew renew what is one change employer.
Yeah.
And but for us, we have so many allies, and as
Yeah.
long as we are unite, there's a unity, and we are stronger together. So I
Mm.
think we're hoping for the best for this year, that a lot of things will going to happen. We don't know yet as of at this point because of this pandemic, but I hope this pandemic will give us a big change for especially in the visa system, the immigration roles. And let's be positive and optimistic. That's just only my wish for this year. We will
Yeah.
hoping for the best to come.
Yeah, Noni is saying there is nothing
I
impossible
agree with
if
you.
we work together. What about you,
Yeah, yeah.
Wendy? You, you,
Yeah.
you, because you are in that situation. If we win this, you will benefit. Yeah, and among the others, those who came in 2012. Yeah. Do you think we can win our campaign, or is our campaign winnable?
Yeah, I just think positive, always be positive. And even though we don't reach the 100,000 signatories for our petition for our campaign, but at least we got the 12,000 plus for,
Yeah.
yeah, to at least the government will respond.
Mm.
And for me, in my own opinion, this is the right time to reinstate the right of migrant domestic workers, because we are fighting and suffering for so long. Um, it's so terrible that the government say that the domestic workers are low skilled, because in terms of this pandemic, we are also the frontline social workers, because we are the one who clean their household, to look after their children and the elderly. We are the managers of their houses. So um domestic workers are multitasking workers, and it's really terrible that they don't recognize us as workers. But I'm hoping that that our government will recognize, at least. I hope right away. Yeah, be positive always. I'm looking forward this year that the reinstate of our rights is this year. So just think positive, because I'm in the the throat. So yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of allies that helping us to pursue our campaign. And I know Jess Phillips also, she promised me to help with my case. And hoping for the best for for our um, um, for the voice of domestic workers, and for all the migrant domestic workers. Thank
Yeah. What about you, Mimi? You know the struggle we face in campaigning. Yeah. Do you have hope?
Yeah. Um. Yeah. As you always say, everywhere we stand, there is fire.
Mm.
But I always believe, because I have just read the response of the parliament to our petition. When
Mm.
after I read that, I was I that's something that comes into my mind, that um as long we are together, as long we are united to get with our supporters, with our allies, we will still keep on fighting and hoping. Every year, many migrant domestic workers are coming in the country,
Mm.
and every year, the voice of domestic workers will multiply their members.
Mm.
So we will be uh, getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
And
So
stronger.
that's what I'm. So if the government will not acknowledge us as workers, um, uh, what will happen? What they will support many migrant domestic workers who will be under an NRM. Why not be uh, um, give what we want to reinstate our visa, and so we can help their economy. So we can
Yeah.
help the economy of UK. So we are not only hundreds here. So I hope people from the government are listening, that we can be a big help for the economy.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, that's very strong, ladies, and thank you for your, for being active, for being there always to campaign. You never tired. Just what you mentioned about, ladies, the petition. So in 21 days, we will receive the response. If not, we are already preparing actually. Whether or not they respond, we have already prepared a letter for government to respond to that petition. So we are expecting so many signatory in that letter. So we have the General Secretary of ILO, International Labour Organization, of EFAT, European Federation of Food and Agriculture, and domestic work, because domestic work is already one major sectors of EFAT. We also have the General Secretary of International Union Food. We also have we're hoping the independent anti-slavery and anti-slavery commissioner, Sarah Thornton, will also sign. We are also expecting the anti-slavery rapporteur, and others who will help us lobby the government. So that is currently, we're hoping we will send that letter before. I think the due date for government to respond is March 19. So if they don't respond, then we're gonna send that letter before or after March 19. Yeah, and we may have failed to reach the 100,000 signatures, but we have the support of Holly Lynch. So she's the Home Office Minister, Shadow Minister, Home Office Shadow Minister, who will will host a roundtable discussion, among Labor MPs, and then we will have the parliamentary debate. So we are busy, and we will do something on April 5, which is the 10th anniversary uh, of removing the rights of migrant domestic workers, 10 years of slavery, I think 10 years of shame of UK government as well. Because unless they do the right thing for migrant domestic workers, there's no way they can hide the faces of shame of claiming that they are the leading example of ending slavery and trafficking. Yeah. So because they are actually the worst. Okay, guys, let's do fast talk. Daphne, the fast talk is you choose both or one of these, or you can say none of the above. Okay? Gigi, nanny or housekeeping, Gigi?
Nani.
Daphne, nanny or housekeeping?
Yeah. Nani.
What about you, Mimi? Nanny or housekeeping?
For the third time, nannying.
Let's change it for Wendy. Carer, because she's an elderly carer. Carer or housekeeping?
Carer.
Okay. Daphne, dress or tracksuit?
Dress.
I'm tracksuit. Mimi, dress or tracksuit?
Dress.
How about you, Gigi? Dress or tracksuit?
Of course, dress.
How about you, Mimi? Hey, Wendy? Dress or tracksuit?
Dress.
I'm the only tracksuit. I'm comfortable with tracksuit. But because it's International Women's Day, I'm wearing dress. Yeah. Okay, Mimi, pub or restaurant? Pub or
Sorry?
restaurant? Pub or
Restaurant.
restaurant? I'm very
Restaurant.
pub or restaurant?
Restaurant. You know what?
How you go to restaurant? You're locked in the house. DJ, pub or restaurant?
Of course, restaurant.
Raffin, you ever go to pub or you go to restaurant?
Indeed, restaurant.
Indeed, yeah.
Okay, Wendy, singing or dancing?
Both.
Daphne, singing or dancing?
Dancing.
We cannot hear you, Daphne. No sound.
Dancing.
Dancing. What about you, Mimi? Singing or dancing?
Both.
Gigi, singing or dancing?
Singing.
Which one you love, spring or autumn? Wendy?
None of the above.
None of the above because she's always in the house. Daphne, spring or autumn? It's
Spring.
actually two opposite because spring is where the flowers bloom. Autumn where the leaves fall down, yeah?
Spring.
Mimi, spring.
Yeah.
Mimi, spring or autumn?
Spring.
What about you, Gigi? Spring or autumn?
Both. Both.
Okay. Mimi, spa or shopping?
Shopping.
Daphne, spa or shopping?
Shopping.
I just love a spa. What about you, Gigi? Spa or shopping?
Of course. Shopping.
Oh, shopping.
Me?
Hmm?
Online shopping.
Online shopping.
Okay.
You can go out. Online shopping.
Okay, Gigi, do you yoga or jogging?
For me, I think jogging.
Yeah. Oh, Noni is tracksuits. She loves restaurants. She loves dancing more. Yeah. Oh, Noni loves shopping. She loves spring. Yeah. And who's next? Yoga or jogging, Mimi?
For the third time, nothing.
Nothing. Yoga or jogging?
Jogging.
Wendy, do you yoga or jogging inside the house, your workplace?
Inside the house, sometimes outside. Sometimes outside on the road. Tip, 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 tip.
Jogging. Because ate, I run away and I use stairs. So I do jogging from up to
So you're up and down.
up and down.
Okay, that's good.
Stairs.
Coffee or tea? Daphne, coffee or tea?
Tea.
Which one, Daphne?
Tea.
Coffee or tea? What about you, Mimi?
Tea.
Yeah. What about you, Mimi? Coffee or tea?
Coffee. Coffee.
Wendy, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
What about you, Gigi? Coffee or tea? Don't
Both.
tell me mocha. Both.
Yeah, cafe mocha and green tea, whatever tea. I like green tea. What's the one? The apple pear?
Yeah, I love cafe mocha. Fruits or chocolate? Temptation, Mimi. Come on, Mimi. Fruits or chocolate, Mimi? Temptation. Go away from temptation.
Connecting.
She's hung. Okay, Daphne.
Yeah.
Fruits or chocolates?
Fruits.
What about
Fruits.
you, Gigi? Fruits or chocolate?
Both.
Or what about you, Wendy? Fruits or chocolate?
Chocolates.
Oh no, we lost Mimi. Wendy, we were almost done.
Oh.
Tea for Noni is tea. She loves yoga and she loves fruits. Okay, house or car if you ever buy? Daphne, which one you want?
I missed it. Or do you say
House
can you repeat,
or
please?
car if you are going to buy? Which one you want? House or car?
I would love to buy the house.
House. What about
House.
you, Gigi? House or car?
Yes.
House.
Wendy, house or car?
I'm building now my house, so I want to buy a car.
Okay. Okay, I want you to choose only one. Wendy, work or family?
For the third time, work.
What about you, Gigi? Work or family?
Work.
What about you, Gigi, Daphne? Work or family?
Work, where I get money to support the family.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Mimi, we lost Mimi. Don't worry. Yeah, we know Wi-Fi problem. So don't worry. We're almost finished. It's just maybe Mimi and Noni, if you have international message, Noni choose the family. She said both for the house and car. Mimi and Noni, if you have message, just write it down, okay? My one last that I want to ask you guys, if you have an international message, International Women's Day message, you can say it now. Gigi, you want to go first for your International Women's Day message?
Well, this one is everything is possible. Like I said before, remember we are powerful and unstoppable. Maybe may this International Women's Day be a reminder that you can be a greater than ever. That's it.
Yeah. How about you, Wendy? What's your message?
Because International Women's Day is a day for anti-feminism and anti-discrimination for all the women.
Mm,
We just need to live in a culture that value and respects and looks up to and idolize women as much as a man. A man. We
mm,
need to idolize. You don't need to look down yourself if as a woman or as a woman. You need to raise your voice because you are more powerful. For me, women are more powerful than men because men we don't you don't have here in this world if if your parent or if your mom don't brought you here in this world. So don't look down yourself. You
yeah.
are women.
Okay, I will read a message from Mimi because we lost her. That's the problem with this. If they kind of drop, then they cannot come back anymore. My message, this is from me, a message from Noni. This is a message from Noni. My message to all women on International Women's Day, you are truly beautiful. You are strong. You can turn what is impossible become possible. Believe in yourself and never give up. Keep fight for what is right. There is always light after a dark tunnel. That is very true. What about you? Thank you, Noni. What about you, Daphne? You have message?
Well, I would say message for women, International Women's Day is a special day for the women to know that we are heroes, especially for our children and husbands. They can see we are so important and we are superheroes. And that is the day also we need to get a treat from our husbands or boyfriends or children to know that mother is important in the whole world. So that's I can say the woman where you were, either your mom, grandmother, or whatever, that is the day you need to wait your treat in the bed. For example, here's a flower from my boyfriend. It's a treat I
Yay!
had tea today. So
Wow.
it's a special day and it's a special day and it comes to us in the year. So it's nice, gives us better and happy and you feel, oh, I'm special and I'm different. So I feel like we should keep it up with that treat and we know we are superheroes in the whole world. That's what I can say. Keep it up. Every woman have a smile. Yeah, that's me.
Yay.
Keep up.
Thank you.
Give
Yeah,
me your
thank you,
flowers.
Daphne. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're
I
welcome.
also
Thank you too, guys.
Yeah. I also
Yeah,
received
thank you.
flowers
Thank you.
from Baby Ali. Baby Ali gave
Oh,
me
that's
flowers.
lovely. Yeah, that's lovely. I got mine. Thank you.
Wow, very nice. Okay,
Yeah, thank you.
so my message to all my best wishes. This is actually from the interview article with IMAX, and I'll be joining the other women on March 16 in the panel event with international. I forgot it's IOM. I forgot the letter O on migration. International Organization of Migration, something like that. It's IOM. Yeah, so that will be March 16.
Yeah.
You can see the article. I posted it everywhere. So I wrote the. I said there, my best wishes to all women who are tirelessly work in supporting many others. We find strength in you in rebuilding our own broken lives. Let our loudest
Oh,
voice be a threat to end an unjust system. Women, let's take the lead in every step, all the way up. With that, guys, thank you so much and good night. Wait, before we say good night, I think we have message from Mimi. Uh, Let me just read that. My message for all women of the world, my dear fellow beautiful women, don't stop believing in yourself. Let the whole world hear your voices. Stand up for your rights. You are brave and strong. Yay! And yeah, thank you, Caps, for joining us. It's I think it's nighttime here, but it's morning in Australia. So he must be going that jogging. I hope your sister will recover very soon, especially with your love. Yeah, with that you are there for her. Thank you. And ladies, really thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you. It's such a good discussion. We lost Noni and but she's been commenting there, so we read her answer sometimes. But also, think we later on, I think we lost Mimi in the last part. Yeah, but it's okay. We're almost
yeah.
done, and she wrote her message there, and Noni also wrote her message there. So thank you, ladies. It's been wonderful, and I hope you join us on the 12th anniversary of the Voice of Domestic Workers. I think it's going to be on March 28th. So we're gonna post some details about that. For all of you guys, thank you for being with us this last 8 nights. Wow, from March 1
Thank
to
you
March
too.
8.
Thank you
And
so
it's been a
much.
pleasure being with you every night. It's a struggle every night, but we always make it. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to all our viewers.
Thank
Thank you, Mimi,
you. Thank
Noni,
Bye.
you. Thank you.
Gigi,
Bye.
Wendy. Love you,
Bye.
Thank you,
Angel.
everyone.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Yeah, thank you.
Everybody, thank
Bye
you.
bye,
Happy
guys.
International Women's Day.
Thank you too.
Yay!
I love you too.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
one month
thanks. Bye
celebration.
bye. Take
March
care.
8th is not the end. It's a one
Wow, wow.
month celebration.
Bye.